One of the fringe benefits of doing a radio show is that you get to meet the talented people in your own hometown. And it's been a while since we first met Chad Taylor. And right away, we recognize it, don't we, Rob? We recognize when we meet somebody who is the person who can deliver the goods, whether it's directing or writing or acting. Mm-hmm. And Chad has proven that he can do all of the above. Plus, not to mention managing an entertainment company, I guess. If you might remember Chad from the Insomniac Theater, right?
Right.
He is here today to talk to us about a play called Peter and the Starcatcher, and Chad is the director, I believe, of that, right, Chad? Good morning, Chad. How you doing?
Good morning. It's so good to be back. I missed you guys.
We miss you too.
Yeah, well, you should come in more often.
Well, I would love to. I just need to find time between working a day job and doing shows and everything else. It's hard to balance everything, but I'm glad we were able to get in on this one.
And you have a young lady with you, and your name is Bella?
Yeah, my name is Bella.
Bella Tomlin. Mm-hmm. Nice to meet you, Bella.
Nice to meet you too.
And are you an actress in Chad's play?
I am.
Nice.
I play several different characters, 4 with names. Yeah. The others are just Pirate 1, Sailor X, something like
really?
that. But I play Fighting Prawn, who's the chief of the Islanders.
Really?
And that's pretty much the main title.
Oh my
character
gosh, I'm just so curious about this. Is there anybody else on stage? Are you everybody?
Well, there are a couple others.
Oh, there are other people?
Yeah.
There's 12 people in total in the cast.
Okay.
And they play over 100 different characters.
And is that why you have people playing more than one part?
It's actually written that way. It's a style of theater called story theater. And
okay.
it's was originally kind of made big back in the 50s, and the play was actually written to be done as a story theater, which is to be done kind of minimalistically in terms of set and everything, and then the actors tell the story, and they'll narrate parts, and they'll kind of show you what's going on. And then actors will play multiple characters throughout the show, and you are building a world in the audience's imagination as it goes through. And it's one of the reasons I love this show.
The book that you brought in,
Yes, this is actually the book that the play was based on.
Okay, so when and help me out with this, because I'm naive when it comes to plays versus books.
Okay.
Does the playwright, first of all, is the playwright the same person as the author?
No, actually, the book was written by Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson.
Okay. Uh-huh.
You know Dave Barry, prolific writer, comedy writer. He and Ridley Pearson got together. Ridley Pearson had the idea of, what if we did a prequel for Peter Pan? And then they were at a conference, and he mentioned the idea to Dave Barry, and they said, well, let's write the book together. So they write this book, and it becomes a pretty big hit, and then Disney bought the rights.
Oh, wow.
And whenever they did, how the play came about was they essentially found these 2 directors and stuck them in a cabin for like a month.
Oh, wow.
And said, go make us a play. And a month later, they came out with the basic outline of the story and how the play was going to be done. And then they handed off to a playwright named Rick Elise, who then turned it into an actual script.
Oh, wow. And so that's the process. Have you done the same thing? I mean, as a writer, have you taken books and turned them into plays?
I generally try and work my own ideas.
Because you do your own, yeah.
But just because it's hard to adapt work. It's really hard because people always want there to be a trueness to the original. Yeah. But depending on the medium, you really can't do that. That's why a lot of people are... whenever they go see a movie, they're like, well, they left out this part of the book.
Well, yeah.
And they get really offended.
That has to be part of it. Yeah, well, what are you going to do? Do you know what we saw the other day? We saw this film on Netflix about the National Lampoon founders.
Oh, yes. I've been wanting to see that.
Oh, it's fabulous.
I had no clue.
It's great.
I had no clue that the Saturday Night Live cast came from the original radio show that National Lampoon did, and just had no clue about that. So, wait a minute. I know you. Where do I know you from? Wait a minute. Where do I know you from?
I work at CVB's Pizza.
That's right.
Okay, there
and
you go.
We are big Stevie B fans.
Yes, we are.
So tell me your name.
My name is Marcus.
Marcus, and are you one of the actors?
Yes, I am.
Do you have several parts?
I have 2 parts. I play the nanny, Mrs. Bumbrick, and then I also play teacher, who is a mermaid.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful. How fun.
Yes, it's very fun.
That's fun.
Do you have to wear a tail?
Yes, I do. A big, huge, glorious tail.
I think this is just such a fabulous idea, a prequel to Peter Pan. I never even knew this existed before
me
you
too.
told us, Chad.
Me too.
Well, it's the book was originally geared toward young adult, but then it started getting really popular in the adult section. And it turns out since we kind of announced that we were doing the play, I've got a friend who's the manager of the over at Barnes and Noble, who has told me they can't keep it on the shelves. Like people are just coming out and just buying the book.
It seems like a natural. He's a great writer.
Yeah.
So tell me just a little bit. I don't want to deal with this too much, but I'm wondering about your experience moving from the facility you had on the Boulevard over to the Riley. What do we call it? Riley Arts Center, right?
Riley Arts Center.
Okay. Now that seems to be night and day when it comes to the type of
huge difference. Our old theater, the entire building could fit on the stage at the Riley. So we were doing, at the old Insomniac building, we were doing more black box theater. Whereas this, we have a full proscenium stage, 30, 40 foot stage, across and then 30 feet back. And you have to be able to fill all of that space. Where I'm used to, at the old building, we were used to, okay, well, we've got like 15 feet to work with.
Right.
Yeah. Plus, you have nicer seats for the audience, and
we didn't have cup holders at the old building.
Folding chairs, I remember.
Oh yeah, we had. Well, no, we didn't have folding chairs. We had decent chairs there. But we would change the layout for every show, where some shows the stage would be in front, some of it they'd be in the round, some of it you'd be side to side. It was.
And you don't have a vault anymore. So
No, we don't have a vault anymore.
yeah, you had a vault in the other one.
But
So tell me about putting this show together. When does it start? When can we
this
start?
weekend, actually, opening June 1st.
Okay.
At 7:30, and then runs the 2nd and the 3rd. So Saturday and Sunday as well.
Oh my gosh.
So just 3 days we have a chance to see this.
Yes. Yes, we're doing smaller runs, so that way, because the other big difference is the old Insomniac building we could fit 75, 80 people in. Now we've got 700
Yeah,
Wow.
big difference.
seats
Yeah.
to fill. So, and we're slowly gaining our audience back. I know our Shadowcast productions are always really popular, and we've been Sweeney Todd was huge. So it's when the bigger audience gets, the more performances we'll add to it.
Is there music
Yes.
in this one?
Yes. This would be classified as a play with music.
Are you singing? Bella, are you singing?
Yes.
Yes.
I am singing.
So is that what? How did you find out about the part? How did you know that this was available?
Well, I first came to know of the Insomniac Theater Company when I went and saw Sweeney Todd, and I was blown away by the talent. I watched it thinking,
Thank you.
these people live in Ocala. What are they doing here? Why aren't there some? But anyways,
We all think that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I auditioned.
But that's not fair to Ocala, is it? Because the truth is,
Ocala, for the size that it is very generous to the arts community.
we have a really amazing arts community.
We really do.
The man sitting to your right is part of the reason for that too. I mean, I think good talent attracts good talent. Yes, I mean both those men. Yes.
Will you have a full orchestra for the music or a few pieces? Or?
The play actually only calls for a piano and a percussion section.
Oh, okay.
And the piano is kind of playing transition music throughout the piece, and the percussion adds extra transition music and atmosphere, and as well as kind of Foley effects. Throughout.
Oh, that's fabulous.
So did any of you see it on stage over like in New York or someplace? Did you guys go to ever see it? No.
I did not.
No.
Before I auditioned, I looked up on YouTube as many performances as I could just to see
Just to have an idea.
different versions. Yeah, there's a few high school versions.
And in all the versions, it's the parts are played by more than one part per person. Is that?
Yeah, that's how the
most of
play is
them.
written.
Wow, that is so cool.
What drew you to this play, Marcus?
Me, I don't know. I just really like fun things. Like I like I like drama. I like dramatic things. Things that make me cry. But things that make you laugh, especially like now in this time, like I just think that that's something that really needs to be put out there. So the fact that this play is something that most people know, most people grew up with, the story of Peter Pan, but it's just a really fun story about characters that you already know, but it brings it to you in such a fun, fresh, laughable way. So I really liked it.
Does the story reveal things about Peter Pan that we never really understood?
I think so.
Yes.
It starts
Certainly.
When you start the story, Peter Pan doesn't even have the name Peter or Pan.
He has no name.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's just called Boy.
He's just an orphan.
Oh, really?
It also shows how he gets his name.
Oh, wow. Wow. What's the Starcatcher part of the title? What is that?
The Starcatchers are a small group of people. There's only 6.5 in existence.
Yeah.
And whenever stars fall from the sky, they release this stuff called star stuff. And star stuff has magical properties that, if the wrong people get their hands on it, could rule the world in a bad way.
Wow,
because star stuff will actually change you and change things in a way depending on who you are and what you want, which is actually the origin of fairy dust. In this is the star stuff. And so the whole story kind of revolves around this trunk of star stuff and the mission to get the star stuff to an island with a volcano so they can destroy it.
Oh, okay.
So
Is Captain Hook an adult in this one, or is he a child that grows up to
Does he
be
have
an
two
adult?
hands?
Captain Hook is actually called Black Stash in this one.
Oh,
So this
okay.
is before he loses his hand. So we actually see we actually see who the Black Stash is, and we see the origins of how he becomes Captain Hook through this.
And that's because of his mustache? Is that what it's called, the black stash?
Oh, yes. He's got a very prolific black mustache throughout, which is great because the actor playing Black Stash is actually a redhead. So we've been saying red hair, black stash throughout. It's very funny because he's just bright red hair and just a huge black mustache on his face.
It's not my son, is it? Do you do the casting, Chad?
Yes.
You do. So
Yep. We always have an open casting audition process. We put it out on Facebook and other places, and it's usually 2 to 3 days. And every play is different in how we audition for it. This one we had readings from the play, and then we had a small, musical audition along with a small movement, dance part. So we had a bunch of people come out, and then we just chose 12 out of those that would fit the play best.
Wow.
Belly, you went through the list of parts you play. Now that I know a little bit about the story, can you tell me again who you play?
I play Fighting Prawn. He's the chief of the natives of what will be Neverland.
Okay.
I play Grempkin, who is the schoolmaster of the orphanage that Peter Pan is from.
Okay.
I play Mac, who's a sailor. And
The worst sailor.
The worst sailor in the
that's
world.
fun.
He's very bad. You can hardly call him a sailor. And Sanchez, and he is one of Captain Hook's monkeys, as he calls them. And it's a running joke through the play that he never calls him by the right name. He always calls him Gomez. So that's pretty much
That's
that
funny.
character arc.
Oh, that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny.
He gets his revenge in the end.
Yeah, in the end,
Yeah.
I think so.
So is it easy for us as an audience to know who you are at any given time?
It should be. It should be. I mean, I have different voices and personas. Some characters are more, costumes too. Some characters are more loud than others are, to where their presence is known. It should be pretty
This
easy.
looks like you like you're really enjoying it. So when you were watching in Sweeney Todd, right? That's the play you saw, and you said, "Oh my gosh, how is this possible in this little town?" So you immediately wanted to be part of that.
Of course.
Right. So had you always wanted to be like on a stage somewhere? Like, did you have aspirations for plays in general, in the New York scene, that kind of thing?
Yes. I actually didn't join the drama club in my school until my senior year of high school, and I wish I joined it sooner.
Ah.
But for them, I was mostly the costumer. an ensemble. So we did The Wizard of Oz, and I was Munchkin leader number 1.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, stuff like that. But,
Which is the best Munchkin.
Which is the best Munchkin.
Yeah.
At least I got number 1. But
were you shy? Is that why you went for those parts, or
not necessarily. I think part of it was I wasn't known to the director yet. So I feel like she didn't know if she could trust me to be on stage or anything like that.
That's probably true in the other part of what you do too, like in Hollywood and on Broadway probably also. Knowing who you know is probably makes a big difference, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But and on top of that, I costumed pretty much the whole show, so I had to be in what we called the sweatshop whole time.
I want to brag to you for a second. Robin and I had in the studio one of the real Munchkins from the movie.
Oh, Meinhard Robbie.
We had the guy who played the coroner.
Yeah, Meinhard.
The guy who held up the thing and said, "I absolutely positively say she's dead."
Yes.
That guy.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah, he was a little tiny guy too.
Chad, Bella used the word trust. How, after you cast the show, how do you trust the actors and the sound guys and everybody to give 100%?
It's really just a matter of communication. I tell them what I want. They tell me what they need, and then we kind of work from there. I've been very fortunate since I've been at the Riley to have really, really, really good casts for every show that we do. Everyone gets along. There isn't a lot of drama backstage, and I'll tell people at the start of rehearsal, I'm like, this is my mood. And if I'm in a bad mood, I'll let them know ahead of time. And if it's one of those things where another big thing for me is just respect. If you respect everybody that's out there, and if you're not back talking, with people whenever other people are trying to get something done, as long as you're paying attention to what's going on, I'll show you respect, you show me respect, and you show everybody else that you share that stage with respect, and then it works out. But with this one, we have some fight choreography. We have some lifts where we're literally lifting Peter up in the air, several times. So there's got to be that trust between the cast when you're doing that, because all of those are a group effort. Everyone has to move as one piece of machinery whenever you're doing this, or else someone's going to get hurt.
Is Tinkerbell part of this?
Tinkerbell is in it at the very end. We see the creation of Tinkerbell.
Does Disney help or hurt a production? I can't even remember if I've seen this one by Disney.
This actually, the rights to the book were actually bought by Disney, and they were apparently the only reason that it got made, because the head of their theatrical department liked the book so much they bought it before it even came out.
Oh wow! Went
and got the directors, stuck them in a cabin, and just trusted these guys to do it, and gave them the freedom to be able to do it. And the fact that it's a Disney theatrical production is a little weird to me, because every other Disney theatrical production is this huge ordeal. Massive sets, tons of people, costumes, like Lion King or Frozen or, all those multi-million-dollar productions. And then you've got Peter and the Starcatcher, which are 12 people, a couple trunks, and some rope.
Okay, there you go.
And they tell this.
Does that make it more like rock and roll? I guess I don't know how to ask this. Like in the world of music, it seems like rock and roll has got, the guy or just with the guitar as opposed to the orchestra. Is it more rock and roll ish?
I think it's more.
I don't even know if that makes sense.
No, I get where you're saying, where it's the simplicity is in the complexity of it. Where the complexity is in the simplicity of it, where one guy with a guitar can do amazing things, whereas an orchestra, that it's going to be complex in this, but one guy with a guitar can really, do some amazing things as long as they know what they're doing.
Marcus, do you participate in, what do you call it when you don't have a script? Improv. Do you do that kind of thing?
Improv. I do. I've been doing theater for a long time, since middle school. So I've been... Yes, I do improv. Yes.
Do you like doing improv?
I do.
Is there a place in this play for anybody to do improv?
I think there's a little bit. Definitely Stash does quite a bit of improv just through his, I mean, Stash is a really, really big character enough. But Andy, who is playing Stash, is either just as big a character himself or bigger. So I think sometimes he just goes with it, and we just go with him as best that we can. And improv is so much fun.
So in a play, this is, I guess, for everybody, in a play where the director gives you license to do improv, do we as an audience see a different play at the end of the run than we do at the first day of the run? Does it evolve?
It may a tiny bit, but I'll give people a little bit of room to move on things, but we always stay true to the script, and we always stay true to the story that's being told. I'll let actors go a little bit overboard on some things, because we try out things during rehearsal process and see what works best. But at the end of the day, we're telling someone else's story, and we're using someone else's words to tell it. And as a playwright myself, I could tell you when someone changes my words and the heart that I put into something, that's heartbreaking to me. And really, you don't have to change this. It's absolutely hilarious on its own.
So we're looking forward to seeing it. So the play starts Friday.
Friday at 7:30.
Right. And what do we need to know? Do you have a website where the information
Yes, you can
is posted?
actually go to RileyArtsCenter.com for tickets, or you can call their box office from 10 to 2. Monday through Friday, and that's 351-1606.
You think there will be any seats left if you just want to show up the night of the performance?
There should be. We've got 700 seats to fill. So, and Ocala is very weird, and I think this is more an Ocala thing than most other places I've been in that everybody in town waits until the last second for theater. If it comes to a concert, they'll buy tickets months in advance. But for a live theatrical performance, they wait and they wait and they wait until the last week or the last couple days before. I remember the last couple, when we did Jurassic Park Shadowcast, we had like 200 people buy tickets the night of. There's just a line going around, and I keep saying, okay, just hold on, we're going to keep, they're going to keep buying, and then people just wait till the last minute, because I think something about theater, I think people kind of look at it almost like a movie and how they make their ticket purchase, where they go, oh, okay, well, I'm not doing anything tonight, let's go see a play. Whereas with a concert or something like that, they're like, oh, well, this is an event, I want to go out and do this, when in reality, a play, and I can tell you with OCT, Mamma Mia, or any other play over there, it's like it's an event. Every theatrical performance is an event.
And what's really nice is the actors that act at Ocala Civic Theater also act and have acted in the Insomniac Theater productions and vice versa. And it's really nice to see in the credits when we go see a show that, everybody goes to either OCT or Insomniac Theater.
Yeah, or CF, their theater program as well. I mean, there's a lot of little groups.
You've been all of them, huh?
Marcus is all over the place.
All over the place.
Yes.
But you're so creative, Chad, and you're allowing people to express their own creativity with all the variety of projects that you have throughout the year for Insomniac Theater.
Well, they allow me to do it. I couldn't be a director, but I couldn't be a director if I didn't have anyone to direct. So, I'm only able to do
team,
what
right?
I do, because the actors come out and because the audience comes out.
So for Ocala, you need to know this. I have my notes here. The Peter and the Starcatcher won 5 Tony Awards, and it will be on the stage at the Riley Arts Center starting Friday. The tickets run from $10 to $23. You can't beat the price. Friday, June 1st, Saturday, June 2nd, and Sunday, June 3rd. And is that it? Just those 3 shows?
Yep, just those 3 shows. We're actually doing an extra performance on the 2nd that we're going to be giving away free tickets to Forest High School students, staff, and their families, along with first responders and their families.
Oh, that's wonderful.
As well, kind of a Forest Strong performance to show our support for them and for our local schools and first responders.
All right.
Good for you. You're wonderful.
Bella, thank you for coming in. Nice to meet you, and have fun up there.
I will try.
If you see me in the audience, just wave. All
Get
right?
through the terror and
Yeah,
it'll be
if I can
good.
get through the terror.
What is the biggest challenge, Chad? Any big challenge?
In this show,
Yeah.
it's the biggest challenge is just making sure that everybody works as a team, because this is a true ensemble show. This is a show where there really aren't any real leads. Like, even though Peter's in the name, and Molly, really could be considered the two leads, all 12 people are on stage pretty much the entire time, and they're all telling the story, and they're all, going through it. And with something like that, you have to make sure that everything is focused, that everybody's doing what they need to do, and that they're all working as one unit.
Marcus, Cody, nice to meet you here.
Yes.
We've met you over there, and remember senior and soda. We got senior prices
right.
and a soda.
Both
That's right, we're
sodas?
all-
Yeah, we both.
Soda
went-
each.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
You might want to write that down for later. They'll be stopping by later. But
Thank you for coming in, and good luck with
Thank you for
everything.
having
And Chad, you are an amazing guy. Thank you for the contributions you make to our community with all of your talents.
well, thank you for always being there to support us, and for everything that you guys do for the community as well. I don't know any other bigger cheerleaders for just the community in general than the two of you.
Oh, that's sweet of you to
Thank
say.
you.
Thank you. We will take a little break. We'll be right back.
Hey folks, if you've not been to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens lately, you've really been missing out on their fabulous old-timey greenhouse. It's just crammed full of great stuff for your home, your yard, your garden, including those wonderful whimsical wind chimes and fountains and bird baths and pottery and garden flags and much, much more. Everything in the greenhouse is 10% off. Many items are 20% off. And be sure to stock up on Bob's famous no-float pine straw mulch. It won't blow away. It won't float away. It's just good for the environment. And it's just $4.75 a bale when you buy 10. Check this week's ad or go to bobwinescamelliagardens.net for a big long list of this week's super deals. They're open daily till 4:30, Saturdays till 3 on Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, in the same blooming place since 1952.
AgPro will get you equipped for anything with a John Deere 5045E utility tractor. At only $159 per month, you can add the perfect attachment to dig it, plow it, grade it, anything. Request a quote at agproco.com and get equipped for anything. Offer ends 4/30/18, subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. 20% down payment required. Taxes, freight, setup, and delivery charges could increase monthly payment. See dealer for details.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front end loader, box blade, and stump grinding.